Hello, everyone. Good evening. I hope you guys are doing well. Please hit that like button as you guys come in. How are you feeling today? How are you feeling? Hope everything is good. Um, it's Happy Wednesday. It is really, it's really been a good week actually, but I hope you guys have had a good week as well. Today we're talking about some Love and Marriage Huntsville news. We're also going to be talking about Tisha apparently crashed out on Destiny, so we will get into that. We do also have some other news that would be going into. It looks like Love and Marriage Huntsville was nominated for something, so that needs to also be something that we'll talk about. Um, I do also want to talk about Married to Medicine, Real Housewives of Potomac as well. So we do have quite a bit to go through today, but I ask that you please hit that like button. As you guys come in, please hit that like button, everybody. Okay, 1 second. I'm just going to put the countdown on again just to give a little bit more people some time to come in. Okay, thank you everybody. Please hit that like button as you guys come in. Please hit that like button. Okay, so um if you have left a comment before, because I'm looking on my phone and I can see user already left a comment. I don't know why that is not coming up on my chat here. That is so weird. But I saw your comment. Hello, thanks for joining in. Everyone, please hit that like button. Everybody, we have quite a bit to talk about today. Should we start with the Love and Married Huntsville? Let's start with Simone, actually, from Married to Medicine. Let me share my screen and then we'll go into Love and Marriage Huntsville. I just want to give a little bit more time for people to come in before we get into Love and Marriage Huntsville. Okay, so guys, as you know, Simone was called out recently for researching her work colleagues and other castmates on Love and Marriage, not Love and Marriage, on Married to Medicine. I don't know why Love and Marriage is in my head. Um, but she was basically doing some research on her classmates. It's something that she has talked about that she does research. So guess what she says? When you are sitting on national TV lying about what you got or not, ooh, and how you paid for it or not, I'm looking up ish. Newsflash, you all tell verifiable lies anybody can look up. Oh my gosh. And then she says, research, research, and more research. People hate getting caught in a bold-faced lie. Hashtag facts. Hashtag married to medicine. Hashtag demotion worthy. Oh my gosh. Hey, Kathy. Thanks for joining in. Please hit that like button, everybody. Let me even put that up. Please hit that like button as you come in, everybody. But this lady basically said demotion worthy. So she's basically responding to what Heavenly says that she looks up cast members info. But then when she says, when you're sitting on national TV lying about what you got or not, this then makes me think she may be talking about Quad, allegedly. Please let me put that banner up. Everything I say is alleged. But I wonder if she's talking about Quad. I say that because there's been a lot of conversations in the streets about whether or not the Rolls Royce was really given to Quad, and because we've heard that King sells, not sells, King literally provides luxury cars for rental, right? And so a lot of people, or some people, have basically been speculating in the social media space as to whether or not it's been true that he gave Quad the Rolls Royce, and so those things have raised questions allegedly. And so I do wonder if that is what Simone is alluding to, because it sounds like Simone is basically saying, like, you're sitting on national TV lying about what you got. So she's basically calling it out, like, you are lying about what it is that you say you have. And so I definitely think it's low key. Yeah, it is a little bit cray cray. Like, why lie on something that can easily be verified if it's true that she lied about getting it and it was a gift and whatnot? I personally just think, like, I don't understand when people come on these shows to lie. It's like, what is the purpose of lying? Why are you lying? What benefit is that going to bring to you? You need to just scrap that. There's no need for the lies. So yeah. Tom says, don't quite look up people too. Duh. We all want to know how she's paying for that house. I honestly think she got insurance money from her brother. Ooh, I don't know about that. Um, I do not know about that. There's no way that lady can afford that house. You don't have no income. And how are you driving a Ferrari and you're parked in the handicap zone? What's your handicap? Mm-mm-mm. So I guess these are the things that the people want to know, Quad. At this point, we want to hear Tammy's side of the story because the monitoring spirit is getting bolder and bolder. Another person said, I started to get a migraine as I read it because in my mind, all I heard was her screaming at the top of her lungs. And then someone says, focus on your home situation. Boo. Simone and Toya are not happy. Toya never really liked Eugene. He was always security blanket. And Simone had grown out of love with Cecil. Simone got all this energy for everyone else, but not for Cecil and the kids. Now, that is something I would have to agree with because it's like, girl, the people you need to be focused on are not the people that you are focused on. So I'm going to need you to quickly transfer that energy, transfer that focus to the people who need that focus from you. Okay. One thing about Simone is she's always consistent. Yes, I will say that she is consistently what she is. So if she says that she feels like she be checking the people, she will say that she checks the people. I love that she stays in her truth because I know some people, when they get on camera or when people start to query them and question them about stuff, they start to change their wording, change everything. And so I love that she is not doing that. Let me see if there's anything a little interesting. I mean, show gossip is acceptable for VIN numbers and how much someone bought their house is downright nosy. Yes, it is, but some people do it. So I don't really think it's that big a deal. I wouldn't have any issues if somebody decided they wanted to go do their research about me. It's like, that's your business. It is intrusive, but at the same time, it's like, if it's in the public domain, then whatever, do your thing. I don't know. I love me some Simone on mute. Not on mute. Everyone wants to act like they're leaving high on the hog, show the receipts. Her, Toya, and Contessa cannot be the only one showing their real lives. Yeah, well, I don't agree about Contessa, but yeah, everything else I do agree with. Now, I think at this point, let's give the people what the people came for. So, Bonnie said, fake, this show sucks. Are you talking about Married to Medicine or are you talking about Love and Marriage Huntsville? Because I think they both suck in different ways. I will say that. Um, I'm not sure which one you're referring to, but I guess you can almost low key say they suck for different reasons. So do with that what you will. Um, okay, so I wanted to do a let me play. Give me a second. Let me get the clip from Love and Marriage Huntsville. Let me get the clip from Love and Marriage Huntsville. I don't know why my brother is shouting so much. Like I can literally hear his voice. Okay, so here's the clip from Love and Marriage Huntsville. And it looks like it's gonna be intense. All right, so let's go.
Through what you're about to say.
By the way, this is YouTube. For those who may not know, I have to keep pausing it. That is what I have to do on YouTube. Now, for those who have just come in, thank you very much for joining. Please hit that like button, smash it, please, and thank you. And yeah, let us know where you're joining from tonight. So let us know where you are joining from tonight. I am recording from the UK, England. Yeah.
Especially when it pertains to your wife.
I will say I love that green on her. I must say that she looks good in that green. I'm like, girl, maybe you need to wear green more because green definitely is your color.
Huntsville returns with all new episodes.
Me and Chris get into it. I'm more of a pillar in this community than you will ever be.
Oh, Chris said I am more of a pillar in this community than you will ever be. Do you hear it? Like, that is a word, honey. That is a word. Okay. Guys, please hit that like button as you guys come in. We're talking about the clip that recently came out about Love and Marriage Huntsville. So we're playing the clip and doing a breakdown. And I do have other news on Love and Marriage Huntsville and some other things that I wanted to share today. So make sure you hit that like button, everybody. And let's get into it. Okay, Tisha, I love the hair.
Me and Reese get into it. I need you project finished. What are you saying? You get into it.
Ooh, Tisha looks good. Okay, Tisha, keep the chocolate brown hairstyle. It eats. And then keep this outfit, that color on you, the contrast, chef's kiss. It's like your body is just looking like a little chocolate, honey. All right, Tisha. Tisha looks really good. Y'all know I give credit where credit is due, even if I may be calling her out soon. But for now, she looks good. Love the hair.
Good with Destiny. Oh, yeah.
Girl, no need to be wearing black hair anymore. Did she just say F all of y'all?
I think the common denominator in all of this right here is them.
Is them or is your wife? Is them or is your wife? Because what did she say in Destiny's face? F all of y'all. What did I tell y'all a couple of weeks ago? I said to you guys that I feel like Tisha and Destiny will still fall out and they will go at it. And the reason I said that is I feel like there's already been signs. In my opinion, first of all, I feel like the reason they even turned out to be friends is because they did not like Melody, and so they decided to join forces and be friends. And so the thing is, when you start off a friendship based on stuff like that and you join in to be friends with somebody because you don't like another person, honey, it's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time before everything gets exposed. Everything gets exposed for what it is. You start to really be like, it obvious is like, honey, what are you? Okay. And so I feel like they joined forces. They were never really truly friends. They didn't really bond on liking each other or enjoying each other's company. You see how, I don't know if you guys have been recently seeing clips of Nini and Portia. You can just tell that they both enjoyed each other's company. I've never gotten the impression that Destiny was loving Tisha's company. Never ever got that impression. If you guys got that impression, let me know in the chat. Even as a matter of fact, let me put a poll in the chat because I think I need to ask you all this question. And so I'm gonna put a poll in the chat. Forgive me while I type because it's hard to definitely type and talk at the same time. Do you guys think Tisha and Destiny are friends for real? Okay, yes or no. I've put it in the chat. I want you guys to vote. Let's see what y'all think. Do you think they're truly friends? Like, when I say friends, like friends, legitimately friends, not like, oh, we see each other every now and then. Do you actually think they're friends for real? Because I genuinely don't think they are. I think that they've never really, I cannot see anything that shows that they genuinely vibe like that. I find their scenes very boring where they are together. I don't see any fun. When I go out with my girls, right? We I leave my house not planning to talk about nothing. I see them, we are bantering about, we could be bantering about the food. We could banter about water. We could banter about literally something a waiter did. We could banter about so many things. I have never seen that with Destiny and Tisha. Yet I feel like they always portray this whole, we are kind of friends. And so I think it's always been very obvious that they have never really been friends. The other thing that makes me kind of wonder about their friendship also, and guys, vote on the poll if you haven't already. Vote, let us know what you think. Yes or no, do you think Destiny and Tisha are friends for real? Keep voting, everybody. I guess the other thing that made me wonder is, did you guys catch in the confessionals that Destiny basically said out of her own mouth that Tisha, you know how Tisha is, something giving that impression about, how Tisha is, like Tisha was throwing a tantrum, something like that. There is no way anybody that likes me will interpret anything that I do as a tantrum. That's never a good sign. That's somebody that particularly like you or finds you. And so I clocked that. And was Destiny wrong? No. Tisha was legitimately throwing a tantrum because Tisha wanted Destiny to side with her when it comes to her and Nell and not stay in the middle. The truth of the matter is, right? The quality of Tisha and Destiny's relationship, in my opinion, has never really been solid enough for her to expect that level of blind loyalty. But then I think I'm starting to understand that I feel like I'm starting to notice, and I've noticed before, but I think I'm noticing it even more that no, that Tisha loves it when she gets blind loyalty from people. She doesn't care if she's wrong, she just wants you to ride for her. Think about Kimmy from season one. Kimmy from season one had a separate identity outside of Tisha. Kimmy from season one seemed to have her own opinions outside of Tisha. And then you remember there was a reunion where it felt like Kimmy basically said if they were not family, they wouldn't be friends. I feel like that reunion lives rent free in my head. I almost constantly think about it because I feel like since that reunion, it felt like we saw a different Kimmy. We saw a Kimmy that became more attached to Destiny, not to Destiny, to Tisha. And everything became about Tisha. Whatever Tisha says, Kimmy kind of like co-signs it. They both kind of like, let's say Tisha is trying to address something, Kimmy is right there. It's almost like moving after that, it became sort of like a tag team thing. But interestingly enough, if you think about what she said, if we were not family, we wouldn't be friends. That means she doesn't even like her to begin with. That means she doesn't really enjoy her. She doesn't really see her as a friend as such. It's not like, oh, gang, like we on so well. I love being in your space. You love being in mine. It's definitely giving like I don't really like you like that. And so I definitely feel like I'm not surprised that it looks like now in this season, Destiny and Tisha are going at it. I think Tisha loves blind loyalty. She doesn't want you to question anything she does. She wants you to just be like, yes, my friend did this, Tisha said this, and that's law. And it's interesting because she didn't seem to like when Melody did not necessarily like love the idea of Destiny and Tisha being friends, right? She did not, right? She knew that of course if you're going to be friends, I'm not going to be telling you my personal business, period. And should be, right? I just think like, yeah, Tisha is a bit of a child. She's very immature. Um, and I feel like I'm not surprised. I think even in the last scene, one of the last episodes, I believe, maybe not this last one, the one before the last, where it felt like Destiny and Tisha had a moment. It was definitely giving that, yo, it's only a matter of time before the glass house collapses. It was giving that because Destiny definitely looks like she was ready to like knock if you buck. But then she was like, all right, I'ma just chill. She's throwing a tantrum. So I knew that it was only a matter of time. So if Tisha is saying F all of y'all, bruh, are we surprised it got there? So I guess my prediction was probably correct.
This is getting crazy by the moment.
Love and Marriage Huntsville returns with new episodes Saturday.
Interesting. Let's see what the people are saying in the chat. I'm confused with all these breaks. Please get unconfused because those breaks are never going to end. Okay. That's definitely what it is given. 1 second, guys. Okay. All right, let's get back on track. Let me see what are the people saying in the comments. I'm confused with all these breaks. Girl, get on confused because it's going to continue to happen. I think they need to get a new cast. It's time to find a new friend group. Absolutely. I think it's recycled storylines. I think they need some interesting people on the show. Like what I think their biggest problem is that a lot of the people they have on the show are not interesting by themselves. You know how sometimes you may watch a show and the people don't really have like a they don't really have much of a storyline, but they are fun to watch. I feel like, unfortunately, this is not one of those, right? Let's think about the cast for a minute. Tisha, I don't find Tisha interesting in the slightest. I don't think that she has a fun, interesting personality that is so distinctive and enjoyable that I'm like, oh my god, I watch for her. She's so funny. She's so this. Same as Kimmy, right? And I'm not saying everybody needs to have that funny, distinct personality, but at least if a few of them had it, then things would be different. Destiny doesn't have it either, right? They need like a fun little Portia Williams, Nene Leakes type people personality. I don't think they have personality. Think about Trish. Trish, at least she's not talking through her teeth as much as she used to last season. She talks a little bit better this season, but still, the personality is so dry. I don't think she's ever said anything that made me laugh. I don't think she's ever said anything that I thought, oh, that's interesting. Oh, I want to learn a little bit more about that. Nothing. Most of our scenes, I'm literally like just waiting for it to end because if you notice, I barely talk about her on the show because I feel like there's really not much to say when it comes to her, right? Then let's think about who else. Who else was on the show? So Nell. Now, Nell has a better personality, I would say, compared to the others. But Nell also by herself also is not some funny, fun, experience or lighthearted something, right? Like I said, you need an ensemble. If you're going to have one serious person, that's fine. Have some funny people in there. Have like two people who have great personalities, who can run the show, who can lead the conversations, who can bring like comic relief to the show. I genuinely don't think like I've ever watched Love and Marriage Huntsville, at least in recent years, and I sat down and I was laughing. Like, ain't nothing funny about most of the things on the show, right? They make for good discussions. I'm not complaining, but I feel like genuinely, right? Most times I'm just there like, what are we doing, guys? Now, thanks to everyone that just joined in. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining. Please continue to vote. I have a poll in the chat. Please vote. I want to know what you guys think about whether you think Destiny and Tisha are truly friends for real. Please vote. And also let me know what you guys think in the live chat. All right. So I personally just think like, truly, I just don't think I think the personalities are lacking. The men, let me think about the men for a second. So I think the personalities are lacking with the women. So far I said Tisha, Kimmy, Trish. Is there anyone else? I think that's it. Nell. I think of all of them, I would say Nell probably has a little bit more personality, but I still think that they need more. They need some comic relief. You all need some funny people, some interesting people, some fun girls, like people that can lighting up the moment, lighting up the mood. It's like everybody is too, I don't know, man, but everybody is, everybody's a little tight. So I feel like they definitely need they need to cast more people, and they need to be stricter with the way they cast people. Like, cast only people who have shown this. Show that you have personality, show that you can get on well with the girls, have a um trial scene or something, right? I just think they have to do that because I just don't understand. Trish girl, I don't want you to lose your job. This is just my perspective about what you bring. Don't think about it as, me giving you a direct. I'm just saying I have not seen any fun personality, anything from you that makes me realize or understand why you were casted on this to this group, to this front, whatever you want to call it. Trish, I don't get it. I don't get it. And I don't know, like, do you guys think that they can benefit from a whole new cast? Or do you think everybody should just like lock up and move on? Let me just look in the vote. Let me see the poll first. I'll give you guys like maybe one more minute to vote on whether you think Tisha and Destiny are friends for real. And then we'll talk about it. And then I'm going to move on to, I'll probably give you guys another poll in the meantime. But yeah, let me just give y'all 1 minute. For those who have just joined in, we're talking about Love and Marriage Huntsville. You're welcome. Happy Wednesday. I hope you guys have had a good Wednesday. Hit that like button, everybody, as you come in. Please let the likes be matching how many people are in here. Interestingly, let me see what the likes are saying. Yeah, the likes are not matching, guys. Why y'all be stingy with the likes? Like, why are you guys stingy with the likes? That's the question I have. Please, let's not be stingy with the likes. Hit that like button. It's a free way to support the channel. All right, I think I've blabbed enough to give you all time to vote. So I'm going to end this poll. And it looks like it was almost a consensus. 94% of you guys think that Tisha and Destiny are not friends for real. And then you have a little 6% that feel like Tisha and Destiny are friends. Girl, I am with y'all who are the 94%. I definitely believe personally, that's my personal opinion. I don't think they're friends for real. I think they were friends because of, it's like, when you join forces with somebody, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. That's the kind of vibe I get from them. And I think that the enemy of my friend or the enemy of my enemy or whatever is no longer working because now the joint enemy is no longer in the picture. Because the joint enemy is no longer in the picture, it's like now you all need to either find a new enemy or you guys will probably break up or crash out and go separate ways. Okay, let me see what y'all are saying. Yep, it's time to find a new friend group. Let me put that in the poll. Let's see if you guys agree. Okay, give me a second, y'all. I don't think I have my mod tonight. So let me just do the poll. Give me a second, everybody. Do you think the marriage council needs a new cast? Yes, no, cancel it completely. Okay. I've put another poll where I'm asking you guys, do you think Love and Marriage Council needs a new cast? Yes, no, cancel it completely. I actually think that if they don't cancel it completely, I think if they get a new cast, I think that it could work. I just think the sort of cast that they need, unless they're ready to really bring funny, entertaining people with entertaining lives, I think that they would still have the same experience. That's just my thoughts. But you guys, there's a poll about that. I'll give you guys time to vote. Let us know in the poll. The poll, is there a way for me to pull up the poll so it comes up on my screen so you guys can see it? I have no idea how to do that, but I'm hoping that that is coming up on you guys's um screen so that you guys can vote. Um I'm going to play this clip again on mute, but there's a bit I want to go back to and see. What is it that, let me refresh because I really want to know what it is that Maurice is talking about, because you all know we were going in on Maurice, I believe, a couple of days ago. And so I'm trying to figure out what's tea with Maurice.
Think
here.
through what you're about to say.
Think through what you are about to say, and then she has her hand on the head. I don't think that's ever a good sign. If she has her hand on the head, it's definitely looking like she is upset about something. She looks good, but I just feel like putting your hand on the head whilst having a conversation with your husband, I don't know. That just, it definitely gives like something ain't right.
Especially when it pertains to your wife.
Especially when it pertains to your wife. I wonder if this is still a continuation of this. There are no, no sex conversation or more sex conversation. I definitely wonder about that. I'm just hoping that the next time they come back from this, their annoying break, they don't come back to give us the same storyline about sex, because I just feel like, please relax with that. Everything is not about I was about to say the word. Everything ain't about sex. Okay. It would be nice if we can have other things that ain't about sex. Let's get into some decent conversations that ain't about that. It would be nice for a change, right? So I definitely think that they need to fix up with that. There is, let me see. There was something else that I wanted to show y'all, but I wanted to kind of play the Yvette says he wants a divorce. Yep, I definitely feel like that's where it's leading to. I definitely feel like he wants a divorce. That man is tired. That man does not want to be, but this is my opinion before y'all start allegedly. Um, but that man wants to be set me free. That man wants to be free. He wants to be set free, in the words of Dr. Greg, honey. Wants to be set free. That is the vibe that I get. So I will not be surprised if he's asking for a divorce. But you know how sad it is that that man is the one that is asking you for a divorce. Look at you, my sister. Look at you. How dare, look at that guy. What has he done for you? He's the one that is asking you for a divorce because you chose not to leave. It's like he's shown you in different ways that he does not want you. You all saw the last clip where he basically looks like it was on the tip of his tongue but decided not to say it. And imagine the producers having to join in to be like, oh, be clear, Maurice, be clear, Maurice. It's like, be clear about what? And I'm just like, if I don't even want to put myself in her shoes and say if I were her, but Kimmy, it's like, why would you let him play you like that? This man basically tried to make you feel inadequate. Think about when you had cancer. Instead of him to be supportive of you. He's talking about you rolling over and taking it. When we were on the social media streets defending you from such an abomination, you were the one that came to us to tell us to pipe down, right? And then it's like, as if that wasn't enough, you finally recovered, and he's still talking about the same thing and still wants you to be smashing him constantly. When is enough enough? And at what point do you think to yourself, do you know what? I choose myself. I choose myself. I'm not going to tolerate this nonsense. I'm not going to put myself in this sort of situation. Like, when do you choose yourself? When would you stop letting somebody play in your face like that? And when would you choose yourself? It just doesn't make any sense to me. Yvette says, don't let no man tell you twice he doesn't want you. Period. That is a mantra that I have lived by. That is a mantra that I've lived by, and I believe it works. Never, ever let a man ever tell you more than once that he doesn't want you. Like, have some self-respect for yourself. Think about it. That man talked, he has dogged you out, made jokes about your hair. Like, your hair, as someone who is dealing with cancer. And so he's like, that man has told you more than one, twice, 3 times that he does not want you. He literally sat in front of all of us and basically was like, yeah, well, we'll have to. What? And you're still sitting there. He shouldn't even have to be the one to tell you. You should be racing. You should be racing to try to get there before he even does that. Like, I'm sorry. Call me petty or whatever, but I'm sorry. You're not about to treat me like that and then I'm just going to be sitting there like a doormat. I think people need to wake up. Your self-respect has to be more than letting someone dog you out, letting someone treat you like crap. Don't forget the so-called alleged lipstick on his shirt, right? So I'm just like, how many things does he have to show you before you would say, like, enough is enough? Like, that's the question I guess I have for Kimmy. If Kimmy ever comes across this, is like, when is enough going to be enough? I feel like there always has to be like a point in your life mentally, in relationships, even in investments, right? Sometimes you may be in an investment and it feels like, oh, it's sinking, it's sinking, it's sinking. There has to be a point where you're like, enough is enough. I've seen enough to know that this is an investment I need to get out of. I need to pivot. I need to change my strategy. I need to do something. If you change your strategy, it didn't work, I need to jump out because this ain't it. This is a sinking ship. And so it's like, how much more do you need to see? You've gone to therapy or counseling, and then this man acts like he's listening, only to then come back and basically show you that he did not hear nothing. In public, in counseling, he wants to see, he looked in your face and told you, yo, I don't have emotional intelligence, but I will change that. Then a subsequent conversation between you guys, no other person but the production, he decides to completely pivot. Something that could have been a wonderful, I'm just spending time with my man, you know? And if you notice, I don't know if you notice, Yvette, she would usually, every time they literally go out, every once in a blue moon, it seems, she would literally say, oh, I would love for us to do more of this, or I like when we do this, almost giving the impression that this is not something they do all the time. Because if my man is taking me out all the time, I'm not going to keep talking about doing more of this because I'm well fed. Honey, we do this every day. So I do not know what's going on over there, but she needs to, at some point, she needs to know when enough is enough for her, because it's so crazy when you think about it. You think about how when Mel was going through everything she was going through with Martell, everybody made it seem like Martell is horrible. Yes, Martell is horrible, But look at how terrible Maurice is. They are both horrible. But then it looks like Martell was the horrible one, and everyone else were angels. But it's like, no, Martell is horrible. Maurice is horrible. We don't know enough about Marceau for now, but Maurice and Martell are both horrible. For a long time, we thought it was just Martell, but it's like, nah, it ain't just Martell. And it's interesting how I feel like they've hid in the background for so long. They hid in the background. It really felt like it was just Martell and Melody going through it. But I bet these are the things these people were dealing with privately that ain't nobody talked about. And they were out here playing in our faces, acting like everything was good in their hood, when in reality it was not. Now, thank you so much to everyone who have just joined. Um, please hit that like button as you guys come in. Please hit the like button. Don't be stingy with the likes. So please hit that like button as you guys come in. We're currently talking about Love and Married Huntsville, all things Love and Married Huntsville. We talked a little bit, and we're talking a little bit about Kimmy and Maurice. We have talked about Tisha and Destiny, so feel free to go back and watch the replay. Just pull it back a little bit to watch the earlier things that I have said. And we have a lot more things to talk about. So make sure you hang with us, get a drink, and hit that like button. I'm having a peppermint tea, by the way, if anyone wants to know. But yeah, Yvette, you're right. She got mad at us. She made it seem like we were taking the piss, we were so angry, and he just did not use the right verbiage. No, he said what he said and he meant what he said. Like, I don't know how to break it down to you, honey, but he said it and he meant it. And so I just feel like we've just I don't even want to say we, because I feel like she's let it ride as long as it has. And it's nobody's fault but hers for continuing to tolerate it, in my opinion. Exactly. Yvette is right. This is how Kimmy should be running. Like, you need to be running the other way. Like, you see Maurice in the corner, you're going the other way, completely the other way. That's what I would expect from somebody like Kimmy, a seasoned woman like Kimmy. It's like, you're not a spring chicken. You know, you're the one that should be giving people like us, or even people that younger than me, that sort of advice, like, no, don't tolerate disrespect, have your self-esteem, love yourself enough. And the thing about women that love themselves enough is they leave situations that do not serve them, and they always end up in situations with great people because they have standards and they hold on to those standards. But if you're holding on to someone that does not respect you, guess what you're going to continue to deal with? Disrespect. Yvette said she has low self esteem. Yep, I think that much is certain. She definitely has low self esteem. I feel like, yeah, for you to tolerate something like this, you have low self esteem. And it's not even like he is privately embarrassing you. You know how, let's say he comes home in the house and he says something a little shady, a little cray, but it's just you and him. So, it's like it's just you and him. You can bury it under the rug. Ain't nobody knows. You can move on or whatever. Nah, your self esteem has to really be in the gutter, in the toilet, for you to tolerate somebody doing that to you on a public platform. This is on TV. To whoever cares to listen, honey, this is what he is doing. So, yes, I agree. I think she definitely has low self esteem. I also said, you don't think he got a job? Bruh. Soft hands era. I will not be surprised if he doesn't. I think he is, if I'm not mistaken, he's officially a lawyer. But whether or not, because, a lot of people can be lawyers, but whether or not, now, this is no disrespect. I'm just saying you can be a lawyer, but are you practicing? I guess that's the question. So I don't necessarily think, I don't know if if he is practicing. I've not seen anybody that has specifically said to me that, oh, he's practicing, or Maurice is practicing, or I've never seen anybody come out on socials or talk about anybody who knows who Maurice's client is. So I have no inkling on whether or not he practices, but we do know he is qualified. So I wanted to see if I can find the clip of when he is trying to defend himself. Now I haven't listened to it, but someone sent me, my mod sent me like timestamps. So I need to kind of see if I can find where is it? Yes, so she gave me timestamps. So I want to see if I can get like timestamps to see for us to go through that. Denise says Kimberly better gets an attorney and find out what rights are. He has been using her for years. Yes, Denise. Hello, Denise. I've never seen your name before. Are you new? Let me know if you're new so we can give you a good shout out. Also, Yvette, are you new as well? Let us know. Yeah, I definitely think I'm a believer of, if you're going to get a divorce, you need to have the conversations with a lawyer before you have a conversation with him that you're going to get a divorce. I'm sorry, you need to know what the rules are. You need to know, you need to plan it properly, right? You need to think about, strategically think about, have a conversation with a lawyer that can give you the strategy, give you all of that beforehand. So you're leaving informed. You are leaving informed. You're not leaving with any confusion. You know exactly how to leave. Okay, leave. Make sure you don't leave the family home, because if you leave the family home, this can happen. Like, you know what your rights are before you even say you want a divorce. That is my personal perspective. I know some may not agree, but I definitely think, especially if you're in a relationship like this with a man like this, you need to plan your exit. Call it strategy. Remember when Martel was so angry that he thought like Melody, I think he found out Melody had consulted a lawyer before she finally filed the divorce, and it's like, yeah, that's what smart people do. You go out, you get a divorce lawyer, have a consultation, speak to them about your personal circumstances, get all the tea you need, and then you know enough to be like, okay, cool. You know enough to know, okay, now I know what to do. And so I definitely feel like that is exactly how you should handle this. Yvette says I'm telling the truth. Periods. But yeah, honestly, I think that it's so sad, but I feel like there's a lot to learn from Maurice and Kimmy's story, to make sure that, like, yeah, don't make that same mistake and don't feel like you have to stay in this sort of toxicity. And I know people would be like, "Oh, yo, she's older. Who's she going to marry?" I know people that got married in their 50s, and they are happily married, living a great life. It is absolutely possible. It's not the end of the world. Leaving somebody that late does not mean that you would not meet anybody. And also, even if you don't meet somebody, be happy. Like, would you rather deal with this than be by yourself, having a good time, hanging with your girlfriends, spending time with their families? Like, you can still live a fulfilled, you know, productive, happy life without having to deal with this nonsense. Instead, you're probably even stressed dealing with a man like this. You need to make sure it doesn't have any bills. Yeah, you want to make sure all the liabilities are looking a certain way. I don't want to tell you nothing that would make it seem like I'm teaching you how to evade the law. So I'm going to keep quiet on that. But there are lots of things that you definitely need to do, and you need to speak to a professional lawyer that would literally give you the tea. Like, okay, here's how we do this. Here's when we should file, all of that stuff. That is what it is given, Yvette. I don't think you've lied. I think that that is what it is given. I just don't understand why you need it that many times, especially if your wife is not able to provide that, right? Like, it's okay to be like, oh, I want it all the time. But then if that's not something that you can, then what's the problem in like wanting something else? Or like, why is it something like, some people would be like, oh, I don't mind it. I would love to have it for all the time. But then if they're with a spouse that cannot provide that, it's not a problem. They know that, okay, 3, 4, 5 times a week is enough, right? And they accept what they can get, but still feel like their needs are being met. The fact that he still is like, nah, it's not even a want, it's a need. That's craziness. The fact that even with cancer, when things are serious and she's going through everything she's dealing with, you're still thinking about sex is crazy to me. So yeah, it's definitely giving a dick. That's what it's given. Okay, so let me show y'all this clip. So first of all, this is from Reality with the King. I have not watched it yet, but my mod called my attention to some particular place, some particular timestamps that I think would be good for us to watch. So let me just get that out. Caroline says, hey, Caroline. Everybody say hi to Caroline. Caroline says, I am new. Maurice's Kimmy's karma for all the things she did to Mel. Tisha is next. Yep. Caroline, first of all, thank you for joining in tonight. I hope you are enjoying yourself. And yeah, please stay, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. But yeah, I definitely see what you're saying, because the way she was out here checking in on the side chick when Mel was going through it, and Mel did not think about all of those things and still was there for her when she had cancer. I feel like, girl, if that's your karma, that's your karma at the end of the day, because a lot of the things, I think sometimes we forget some of those things, but it's like, girl, you were out here, you didn't really care about Mel's feelings, how she was feeling, how she was dealing with everything. You were asking about the bloody side chick over your friend, which then makes me feel like, girl, you ain't a good friend. You are not a good friend. You have no empathy for the wife. And now you're in the position of being a wife, and it's like, I'm sure she would want the people to have empathy for her. Yet, Mel did not even hold it against you. When you had cancer, she was still supportive. She sent you flowers. I don't even think Tisha sent you no flowers. Not even just freaking bloody flowers. Like, what are we doing? Please. But anyway. Yvette says, but she is older now and don't have a libido. Yeah, I think, yeah, she is older, I get it. But then I feel like there has to be like a balance at the end of the day. I think that 4, 5, whatever times a day as a working person who has bills to pay, things to do, is excessive. It is excessive in my opinion. Like, and especially if it's a man that is not doing all the things that turn you on, bruh, extremely excessive, because now you have to get yourself off, like, to a point where you're even in the mood to do all of that. No, thank you. Okay, so let me get the timestamps out. I think it's 39 minutes. Okay. Now let me quickly fast forward. Not fast forward, but you know how I do. I like to slightly increase the speed, because y'all, I don't know, I have this thing where I need to listen to things real quickly, because I'm like, yo, I be getting tired of listening to something drag on. So I fast forwarded a little bit. I usually listen to stuff in 2x, by the way, sometimes even higher than 2x. But usually when people around me are like, can you understand what you're listening to? I'm like, yeah, I get it, I can understand it. But for you guys, I'm not going to do that to y'all. I think it's very interesting, by the way. I'm looking at the poll that I put up, and I can see I asked the question, do you think Love and Marriage Hunter needs a new cast? And 60% of people said yes. I'm still going to keep the poll, because I want more people to vote as well. So for those who have not joined in the votes, there's like 40 of us in here and there's 25 votes. So guys, please vote. Let your vote be counted. And then, But I definitely find it interesting that people are not necessarily against love and marriage transfer. I think that's what it seems. It seems like there's a there's a group of people who are like, if you give us a new cast, we'll be fine, we'll support it. And then there are a bunch of people that also feel like, yo, you gotta cancel this. So I think I'll be curious to see how it ends. But for now, it seems that most people want a new and then there is right after that is like a group of people who want it to be cancelled, but we'll have a look at that again later. In the meantime, let me share my screen for this one and let's play this clip. Okay, let's go.
Before again the episode on Saturday where you said something along the lines of,
also, guys, please let me know if you guys are struggling to hear it. I think it's fine, but if you guys are struggling to understand it, please let me know. I'll keep checking just to see, like, just to make sure it's something that you guys can hear without any issues. Yeah. But please, if you have any issues hearing or you think the speed is too fast, let me know and I will slow it down for you guys. Yeah.
growing up, you were taught that it's easier. Well, how about you say? I don't want to butcher your line.
I want to answer this question, right? But
Can
before
I say it first?
There was no question, sir. Respond to the dang thing this man said to you. He's asking you for your statement. He didn't ask a question, sir. Listen, you're a lawyer, sir.
For those who haven't seen,
go ahead.
Tell me if I got Dustin. Dustin has a better memory. Dustin, do you remember?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember verbatim what was said?
Mm-hmm.
Dustin was like, I remember what was said. Okay. Dustin is like, yeah, I'm not letting up. I remember exactly what was said. Okay.
Say it, Dustin.
Maurice, you said that when you were growing up, you remember people saying that a woman you remember a woman saying that she could lay down longer than you could stand up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a quote.
Yep, and it was. And it was. Maurice definitely did not even flinch at like listening to that. Every time I listen to that statement, I kind of flinch a little bit. And I don't know if maybe we still have some humanity and some other people do not. But every time I hear that quote, it's like I feel it's just that little cringe moment where you just feel a little cringy about it. Like, what are we doing, guys?
Mm.
Yeah,
it was a saying,
right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But before I answer this, right, and I'm really curious. I'd like to get each of you, Carlos, you go last because you're the producer. But I'd like to get you guys take about the whole, that whole exchange.
You want to get their take about the whole exchange. It's like, why are you asking for validation? What does it matter about their take on the whole exchange? How about you answer the question as to why you made that statement? Sir, that's what we want to know. Why did you make that statement? And beyond that, why did you speak to your wife in the way that you spoke to your wife? That's the bit I want to know. And why is the smashing so important? Why is that more important than your wife? The quantity of smashing more important than your wife. And this is why I feel like sometimes you gotta date people who like you, who want to be with you, who like you for something other than your body and whatever it is that they feel like you bring to the table. We need people to actually want to be with us, because if you truly wanted to be with her outside of like whatever attraction he had to her, maybe he wouldn't even be caring about all of the times that he wants to do it and would focus on, quality. We can spend time talking, getting to know each other, having fun, traveling the world together, living our best lives. But no, you want to smash every single second.
Oh, starting with Claudia Jordan.
What would you like to know, Maurice? What would you like exactly to know?
I'd like to know your full take, like your understanding of it.
I was gonna say.
Oh, Carlos covering his face because Carlos is like, Claudia is not going to be playing with you. Okay. And Claudia better deliver. Like, I don't know if I told you, I have not watched this. So I'm watching this for the first time, like you guys. Sometimes I intentionally do that because I feel like, it's natural. We're watching it together. we're seeing it together in real time. So whatever reactions you all are getting from me is the reaction that I'm getting in real time. So let's go.
Situation. I understand. So you want more sex, right? And your wife wants more of the quality time that leads her to want to give you more sex, and she thinks it's going to be a better quality of sex. And it seems like you're frustrated, maybe not getting as much as you like, and you want her to be on the same page with you, like numerically. And I think
That's a very interesting way of saying it. She's like, yeah, numerically. I love the way she says it in a way that it sounds pretty serious, not numerically. Oh, that's funny.
I think you guys want the same thing, but she wants more quality. It comes off like you want it more times, like you just want to do it more. But you probably both want better quality sex, right?
I'm gonna reserve my response until we're done.
Okay.
Like, answer the dang question. Was you're reserving your response? Like this, I do not know. Like, what are you reserving your response on, sir? Just answer the dang question. Answer the question.
Right, Maurice King.
That was very introspective. I like
It's definitely giving Maurice Luther King.
that.
Thank you.
What about you, Dustin?
We on Maurice Night Live tonight, y'all. The hell with Night Live. It's Maurice Night Live, goddamn. Okay, you know what I'm saying? As a guest, let me say,
Not a guest.
but no. So I felt like we were. First of all, I felt like you and Kimmy should be applauded for even having that therapy session.
Dustin definitely can do politics because he definitely knows how to, make everyone feel comfortable in that space, because he is starting with a praise. He's like, you guys have to be applauded. There's definitely something to be learned from the way in which Dustin approaches these conversations. I definitely feel like it's definitely very, very interesting.
On camera, where you were, even though this is a reality show, and we know that more often than not, a lot of talent is really guarded about matters so personal as something as your sex life with your wife. So that's a private matter. Kudos to y'all both for sharing on screens. You know what I'm saying? That moment with us, I felt like, per the conversation and per what you offered and what Kimmy offered to the conversation, it seems like y'all got a really healthy, active sex life. You know what I'm saying?
So what it sounds like is you all already have an active SEX live, but what it sounds like is Maurice does not think that is enough of a healthy sex life. It clearly sounds like he wants a lot more than that. And so I need the people to be calling him out a little bit. I need them to be calling him out a little bit, because I don't think that's enough. I'm sorry, not sorry. I just don't think that's enough. I don't think that anything was added that I felt like, I don't think that was enough, in my opinion.
And you like to have a lot of sex. Kimmy has the sex with you that you like to have, and she's asking for more of an intimate roadway to the sex and more quality time spent doing things other than having sex. You were unapologetic about your sexual desires, you know what I'm saying? And y'all were trying to find a way to meet in the middle without compromising each other's integrity.
Okay, but was that the take? I wonder if was this one the one before the last one, because I'm starting to feel like, okay, but anything else? Like, I just don't get that. Let me have another look on his channel, because yeah, so 8 days ago, also, I don't know if you guys heard the news about Bell Collective. Stormy is going to Bell Collective, apparently. But there is one thing I am trying. I wish he had timestamps, because there is something else that I'm looking for. I heard that apparently what's her name? Claudia calls out Maurice. It doesn't seem to be in this clip. Do you guys have a clip of where Claudia calls out Maurice? If you guys have a clip of that, please send it my way. One second, guys. Let me see. Let me see if I can find anything about it. I don't see anything about it. Oh gosh, sorry guys. If you guys know what I'm talking about, please help his sister out. Apparently Claudia called out what's his name, Maurice. Let me see, give me a second guys. Let me try and see if I can. The problem is there's no timestamp, so I don't know. I wish there was like timestamps for me to be able to see. For me to be able to see which one it is and where it is. But I don't necessarily think this was the live. I think this one was, I don't think this was the live. Let me, because I think this might be the live here. Let me share this one instead, because this one came out yesterday. Let me just see.
Rated at the top of his class in law school.
Oh, maybe this is where they're talking about him.
Okay. Clearly the girls are getting it. Now, more ways than one. I would like to hear from Dustin Ross. Dustin Ross, do you? I have never been so shocked at my own show.
Really?
Okay, so it sounds like I'm thinking this is where they talk about it, but guys, because of YouTube, I have to keep pausing and talking. Sorry about that, guys. But that's how YouTube works.
Really? What? That Shakespearean Sex in the City, Carrie Bradshaw, Mr. Big Conversation, YouTube roleplay is the most. I don't want to say.
Resentment there. Didn't he want to feel like didn't want to have sex when she was going through the?
Hold on, Claudia. Hold, baby.
Exactly. I'm gonna need someone to be activated, because last thing that we were just watching, it was definitely given that they were applauding Maurice for the way he's trying to have the conversations, all that kind of stuff. So I'm like, yo, no, that can't be the last episode. So I found this. I think this might be what we are looking for.
Get him again, girl. I gotta hear from Dustin first, and then I'll let y'all finish. Dustin Ross.
Claudia is definitely ready, and I hope she brings it, because let's be clear, there is no way on God's green earth that should be okay for a man to speak to his wife in that way just because he wants more sex. Like, and this is not even like regular schmegula. You want a little bit here, a little bit there. You want to have sex 4-5 times a day. That is excessive, sorry. Or 3-4 times a day.
So shout out to my girls with their razor sharp improv skills. Okay. Hire my sisters. You know what I'm saying? Hire my sisters, they thespians.
Dustin, you see the comment?
Listen, see.
Oh yeah. Oh, I know which one I'm gonna do. Please.
So what I will say is, right, we have watched this show. What season number is this, Carlos?
10,
right?
It's the NAACP nominated season.
Okay. And we have yet to see Kimmy break character when she's had tough conversations with her husband Maurice, right? We saw Kimmy get buck on Miss Nail. She's gotten loose.
Yeah, honestly, I will say I am happy for her, because every time she speaks to Maurice, she has that baby voice. And I'm like, honey, that baby voice has not been working. What makes you think it will continue to work? What makes you think it will continue to work? Okay.
And a couple other confrontations with some of her other castmates. We've never seen Kimmy really be vicious or be like hurtful with her speech. We've always seen her be really intentional with her speech and the words she uses to talk to Maurice, even when they're talking about something as sensitive as their sex life. Even when we're talking about something as sensitive as their sex life, as it pertains to her cancer diagnosis, when she had to hear Maurice say some things that a lot of people deem tasteless.
I hear that, but I'm like, get to it. Sorry.
What they said, he'll paint you.
Let me see
class
what
in law school.
Because sorry, Dustin. I like Dustin, but I'm just like, I want to move on to what
figuring out a solution. He has to make the.
Let's see if Claudia says something else, because I feel like sometimes you see a lot of men kind of like co-signing that, and I'm like, why are you co-signing that nonsense. So no, I don't want, not saying that Dustin would, I just don't really want to hear anyone be low-key prim and proper about it. I want to hear someone call out this nonsensical behavior. Okay. So I'm going to go forward and try and see if I can play Claudia.
So
I looked at her face this episode the first time. I thought she's not. I feel like she doesn't want it. I feel like she's checked out. I feel like she has one foot out. When she was talking like that, it was a little rough for a wife that would be, usually in a scene like in front of people, you're a little softer towards your man. When cameras are there, you wouldn't say certain things, and she did. And I feel like with him, sometimes being so smart, like you're book smart, and then you think you can manipulate the other person by
right.
Yep, I definitely hear what she's saying, because at first it felt like Kimmy was being Kimmy, and then later on she switched. And I don't blame her for switching, because for a long time we've seen Maurice say and do whatever he wants to do. Sorry guys, I'm like pouring in from my not my cooler, my flask. I'm pouring in my tea from my flask. But yeah, so I think that we've seen her be calm and collected and act like everything is good, but at the same time it's like, no. I love that for the first time in a while she decided that, no, I'm not doing that. This is not what we're doing over here. I'm standing my truth. Yep, we're not doing that over here. Love that for her.
Flowery language that you don't probably really use in your real life, and it's not really. I think he's trying. It feels like he's performing when he says these things. Even when he was on the show last week, I don't think he's a jerk. I don't think he's an evil person. I don't, and I hope you don't think that I'm just being mean to you right now. But I just feel like even when he was giving examples in the white refrigerator when I was a child, like you going all really around the block to talk.
Yep, it's definitely giving performative. You are basic at this point. Are you acting for a check? It's a question.
What's up? That's right here. And it's like making things more complicated than they need to be is a diversion to me. Like, yo.
Yep, I definitely agree with Claudia. I feel like everybody, it's almost like we're moving away from what it is. And we're moving on to, oh, this is what happened. And this, I get it. There's like root causes of stuff. But then, yes, okay. So how do we then work on this thing that we've realized is attached to things that have happened in your childhood? How do we work on healing that wound? We can't keep going and being like, oh yeah, and this and this and that. How do we work to heal that wound? That's really what I want to know.
Name for that, by the way, guys.
Shut up. She what?
No, I'm saying there's like what you guys are describing is when you have a high IQ but a low EQ.
Emotion.
Oh, Blue, that is good. I don't know who this lady is, but I agree. Although I don't think he has a high IQ either. But I definitely think he has a super low EQ.
Someone has high intellect but low emotional intelligence. They quite literally are not equipped to delve that deep. But because they know they're smart, they're confused by their lack of being equipped. And so
Blue. Okay, Blue. I'm actually not mad at this perspective at all. So I agree that he may be book smart, but not necessarily EQ smart. So I will give him that.
Try to think their feelings because they don't know how to feel their feelings and convey those feelings. They try to think those feelings and they intellectualize their feelings, and they end up talking in circles because it's not about the intellect; it's about the heart.
I felt
I really wish that Blue, I love what you said here. And I definitely agree to an extent that he has low EQ. I think that much is very certain. We've seen that so far. There's no surprise there whatsoever. I definitely think he has low EQ. Caroline says, I don't think she had cancer. How can a woman go through something that horrible and not tell how you are going through or how God brought you out? She's not that private. Oh, I don't know about that. I think for me, I just struggle to really understand why anyone would lie to that extent on that level about something so serious. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so. Hey Bashan, good evening. Good evening. Thanks for joining in. I hope you're doing well. Thanks for joining in. We've been talking about Love and Married Huntsville shenanigans since. So thanks for joining in. Alrighty. Let me go back to play this clip.
Week when he was talking and he was giving us that big old dissertation on white refrigerators, I was
not a dissertation on a white refrigerator. Oh, that is hilarious. Not a Oh, not a dissertation on a white refrigerator. That is so funny. That is so funny.
Glazing over, right? And I felt like he was saying all these things, waiting for us to be impressed. Like, yeah, that makes sense. We can understand why you would, in fact, want to.
Definitely. Remember what I said when I started playing the clip and he was asking about their views? It was almost like he was waiting to get their validation. And then they did not validate him because what they were saying was definitely not what I guess he wanted to hear. Although I think low-key they did but then I zoned out before then because I just thought that they were going round and round and round in circles instead of calling out like the big main issue about how he is and how that is not normal.
Have sex 10 times a day now because of the white refrigerator. But really, it was like fake deep. Like it didn't hit. And I think she wants simple talk. And he's doing all this stuff here. She's like, look, I'm not, let me just translate for the couple. Sir.
Claudia is like, let me just translate because y'all can't hear each other. Let me translate because y'all, I don't know what's going on, but it's getting lost in the mail, honey. Let me translate it for you. Okay.
I'm not turned on by you anymore because you're not doing the manly masculine things you used to do. And you're also talking all like flower, like she wanted a real conversation, right? To quote the great Carlos King. That's what she wants. She wants a real conversation. And he is performing for the cameras like, let me have this intellectual conversation. That ain't hitting on nothing. She ain't feeling.
Yeah, it's definitely giving Martin. Oh, not Martin. Poor Martin. It's giving Maurice Luther King. And it's like, dude, answer the dang question. You want to go and give us some sort of dissertation. We didn't ask for a dissertation. All we want to know is your perspective on something. Like, just forget the dissertation. Tell us exactly what it is we're trying to know. Like, so yeah, I'm definitely with Claudia on that. Like, skip the drama and just answer the dang question.
And she's already stressed the hell out because you're trying to mount this woman 3 or 4 times a day. If you were saying and moving the way.
Oh, she is stressed the hell out because you're trying to mount her 3-4 times a day. Ain't that a word? That lady is tired. She is tired. She's not attracted to you because you're not doing what she wants you to be doing and what she's used to you doing. She is not attracted. She is like, please, no. Ew, that's what it's given.
She wanted to, she would want to have sex with you 3-4 times a day because she'd be turned on. She's not turned on by your personality anymore.
Oh, clock it. She is not turned on by your personality at all. It's given. You definitely had a different personality when you were doing other things. And then all of a sudden, you're now in your soft hands era. And now you have a completely different personality that people are not used to, or at least your wife is not used to seeing. So it's definitely not turning your wife on at all. She ain't liking that. But I love how Claudia clocked him. I definitely feel like, yeah, I agree with Claudia. I agree with Claudia. There are lots of times where I don't agree with Claudia, but this is one of the very little times that I super duper agree with Claudia. And I feel like somebody needed to see it. I feel like Dustin was being all flowery about it. I do not. Let's get straight. No, I love you, Dustin, but no, I just wanted someone to just clock it, get straight to the point. Let's move on.
And then she wasn't all the way keeping it a buck in some of the things she was saying. I feel like she was kind of.
Yep. Tell it. She wasn't keeping it completely a buck either.
Kind of a little confusion what she was saying, or maybe not saying it all the way. There was a part I should have wrote it down because I know what, let me just say it like this. She didn't get to the meat until she finally said, well, you ain't building stuff no more, really. And in the beginning, she was trying not to say that. I think that's what it was. She was kind of.
Yep. Carlos is getting his life, being his messy dude, smiling there because he probably agrees with it. Carlos is probably there like smiling because he agrees with it. And I love that Kimmy spoke up because it's like, yo, that man has spoken up multiple times, making it seem like, yes, you're inadequate because you can't give him 3, 4, 5 times a day. And now it's like, yo, now, how about this? I'm not getting off by you. Okay. In other words.
And like not really getting to this. She finally got to a point in their conversation where she was like, fuck it, I'm tired of protecting his feelings. I'm gonna just say it. But like So sorry.
Another question. Fellas, there's a thing that I talk about with women called the spirit of wetness. When a woman
Which one is spirit of wetness? What the heck? Who is Blue and where she come from? What in the spirit of wetness is going on? I definitely did not see that coming. Like that should have come with like a label. Because what in the spirit of wetness? Jesus. Oh God. Now I've called Jesus. Sorry, Jesus. Like you did not have no business in this mess.
is that's what I call that's the name, y'all. The spirit of wetness, the spirit of wetness
That's like
is
a female rap
mind.
album title.
I'm like, girl, where do you get all these random, I don't know, random phrases from, sis?
I like it. No, the spirit of wetness is what
on my Patreon. The spirit of wetness. Go ahead.
So it's basically what happens when a woman is aroused because she feels safe by a man's ability to protect her and their ecosystem. And she's like, my man's not.
Funny enough, guys, I had a conversation about this with somebody today where I said, like, a lot of that, like, women need to feel safe. You need to feel safe. You need to feel protected. You need to feel loved. That's what women like to feel. And so if you're in a situation, you're dating a man and you don't feel all of those things, then you're not going to be ready to be like jumping on him and all of that because you don't feel safe. And I don't think he makes her feel safe at all. And can you blame her? Look at some of the things that he has done, making jokes about her hair. How is that going to make a woman feel safe? If her husband is over there making her, it just doesn't make any sense.
Not perfect, but I know he'll figure it out because he believes in himself, which means I can believe in him, right? We tend to operate from a spirit of wetness because we can relax and be supple. Think about how somebody talks to women. I can speak for the fellas when they're wet. Even if your partner pisses you off, if you're aroused, you're like, baby, stop, right? There's a certain level of suppleness because I still trust you and believe in you.
Carlos is like, please, what are we doing? Like, this is definitely giving Carlos King After Dark, honey. Because that went left so quickly. Oh my gosh.
You're just annoying me right now, but I still want you to fold me later. Yes? That comes from safety and security. When a man stops doing that and then starts pandering, suddenly it doesn't feel safe and secure in a man of vision. It feels like you're being basic and tap dancing for approval from others and that you're not as secure as I thought. That's when you start to dry up. Dry puss was a joke, but it's basically saying everything that made me feel supple and soft and wet for you because I trusted you to lead us. The less you lead, the less you build, figuratively and literally in this case. I'm now seeing the chinks in your armor that maybe you don't even know where you're taking us.
Oh my gosh. She is singing to the choir. Okay? She is singing to the choir, but she is right because if you don't feel secure, you don't know where you're going, you have a man that doesn't want to lead, that doesn't know what to do, that isn't leading nothing, that doesn't seem to even have a plan, you start to everything just starts to dry up. You are not attracted in the slightest bit because you're just like, oh, get up and do something. Oh, women are attracted to a man with purpose, a man with vision, a man that knows what he's doing, a man that makes us feel safe. It makes us feel like, oh, I got it. This is what we're doing today, right? Not a man that is confused, that does not seem driven, that does not seem to be pursuing his purpose. Right?
And now the things that turned me on, I'm questioning and doubting, and I'm trying to fix it because subconsciously I'm thinking, please show me that you can course correct so I still have a reason to stay wet for you.
That's the part that I didn't get.
Ooh. Give me a reason to course correct so I can get wet for you. Oh my gosh. Carlos faces me because oops and a oop. That's definitely what is given. But she is right. Even in the conversation, it did not seem like Maurice wanted to change nothing. Maurice was hell-bent on how he felt, his perspective. That's what he cared about. It was not looking like he wanted to change or adjust anything to suit nobody. He was just like, yeah, nah. This is what I'm doing. That's it. Done. So yeah, I'm definitely with Carlos King's eyes on that.
That's the part that I didn't get because to me, like, yes, there's other details involved, and Kimmy did offer up the situation that illustrated one reason why she was no longer turned on by him, right? But that's the beat that he needs to catch, right? She's not turned on by you enough to have sex at a frequency that satisfies your needs. That's not a point that you can argue. There's nothing to debate about when someone says something like that to you, rather. So to me, when you hear that, although she did say, yeah, you used to build stuff, and then you can go back and forth about why you do or don't, that's not the focus. The focus is she says she's not turned on by you. So you now focus on that, and you talk about that. You receive it, first of all, and understand it to be true. And then you start talking about how y'all can create opportunities where she can. I felt like
Exactly. And I feel like that completely went over Maurice's head. And I feel like has for a long time. It feels like every time it's all about what he wants. Every time she's expressing what she wants, which is quality time, it kind of goes over his head and he goes back to wanting more sex. And it's like, guy, you're not giving her what she wants. How do you think you're going to get what you want? You probably think you're the leader in the relationship, so lead the relationship. Let her know where this is going. Lead by example. Lead by helping her or helping meet those needs of hers, and she will naturally meet yours. I've always found that to be true. If a guy is meeting my needs and is taking good care of me and he's leading, I will happily meet all his needs. And so I just feel like I just think he's very self-absorbed. All he cares about what he wants, which is more sex. Everything else has to take a back burner. He doesn't really care about how she's feeling, what she wants more of. All he cares about is, I want more sex. I want more. That's literally what he wants. That's it. Badgen says now she knows how Mel felt when she was going through her ish with Pauper. Absolutely. I think that now hindsight is probably 2020. She's probably sitting there thinking, I wish I could get flowers from somebody because of all of the things I'm dealing with. She's probably thinking like, oh my gosh, like what did I miss?
Maurice tried to argue with her about the fact that she wasn't turned on. And Kimmy, instead of just saying those words to him, offered up the not building thing, and she threw the dig of soft hands or whatever, which that happens. You're going to take some shots in a tense conversation if you're not all the way present, right? But they both needed to just talk about what the issue was, as opposed to leaning on the distractions of the other shit that they introduced to the conversation. And to me, what I just was going to say, like, the ultimate responsibility falls on Maurice, especially because the relationship models that we've seen displayed and presented on that show are ones that fall into the traditional pile, right? Where the guy is the lead and the guy is the head of the household or whatever. And I'm not.
Exactly. So if you're going to be the head of the household and lead all of those things, then lead. Look here, I feel like maybe I've played too much, so I'm going to stop playing because I do not want nobody trying to give me no copyright, no strikes or nothing. It's just fair use commentary, please. Let's keep it on the up and up. So, but anyways, those are my little 2 cents on that. Now, I have news on other things that I wanted to go through with you guys. Let me start with some positive news, honey, because I saw this and I wanted to share this with you guys. That's low-key some positive. Let's start with some positive news. Although I still had one Love and Marriage Huntsville news that I was meant to do. So maybe let me. Oh, the link doesn't seem to be working. Okay, so the link is wrong. All right. 1 second, guys. Okay. 1 second. Okay, in the meantime, so the link that I was trying to use did not work for this. So we'll just skip over. Before that, let me just Bajan says, I'm just happy cuddling up to my man. Exactly. Like, just cuddling up, relaxing. It's not everyday sex. Sometimes just relax, chill, have a good time, rest. Let me have a look at the poll real quick. And let's see what the people are saying. So 45 people voted. Thank you so much to everybody that voted. I asked, do you think Love and Marriage Huntsville needs a new cast? And 54% of people said yes. 11% said no. And then 35% said cancel it completely. I think it's very interesting for a change that it's not 100% saying cancel it completely, because most times I get people that say, I get like a high amount of people saying cancel it. So I think people are sort of moving around to the idea of they don't necessarily need to cancel the show, but if they change the cast, people would be willing to watch. So I guess that is a good thing. Because I think for a long time everyone was like, yeah, we ain't watching nothing. But now it looks like things are looking up where 54 people are like, yo, we'll watch it, but give us a new cast. So Carlos, I hope you are listening. Give the people a new cast. Give the people what the people want, honey. Give them a new cast. The people are tired of the same set of people. Okay. All right. So let's move on to the happy news that I wanted to share with you guys. Let me share my screen. Okay, so Nini is back. Nini has confirmed that she is back, people. She is back like she never left. Okay, she is back.
Okay. It's your girl, Nene Leaks. Okay, so where do I start? This has been a really long journey. And gosh.
I don't like this filter on her at all. I just feel like it's already, like your face is already very polished. So I don't know. There's something about that filter that just makes it worse, but whatever.
I'm happy.
First of all, for everything that's happened and all these sorts of allegations that Nini made against said people, it's a miracle that she is even back. Let's just be clear. But she will appear on Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip, but not as a full-time cast member. It's obvious that they want to, I guess, trial her for a little bit. They have to make her sort of go through it a little bit, like a bit of a penance moment. So it sounds like they're taking her through penance at the moment.
Overjoyed to say that I will be returning to Bravo. I almost can't even believe the words that are coming out of my mouth. I'm so happy. I'm just so happy. First, I have to thank a lot of people here. I want to thank Francis Burke, Andy Cohen.
Good.
So many executives behind the scenes who have worked to make this happen. So many people that have continued to throw my name in the ring over and over again. Thank you to everybody over at Bravo. Thank you to all the people over at Truly Original. Thank you to Shed Media. Thank you to the producer.
First of all, I want to say I love that they are giving her, I guess, a period of her coming in. I think it's also a humbling experience because it's like you are the Nene Leaks. And then if they're making you sort of go through a little bit of penance, I think that, and you're staying and going through the journey, I think it's great for everybody. Especially because if you come back on Real Housewives of Atlanta, it's going to go crazy. And the chemistry between Nene and Portia is insane. And so I'll definitely be very excited to see them get back and, be on their thing. I hope that she is more sensible this time around because Nene had her flaws. She was definitely not humble, in my opinion. I think that, let's see what Bajan is saying, because this sounds like what I'm saying. Hope she's grown and be more mature. Nene was at Real Housewives of Atlanta, but she got too above her station. Yes. And I hope that this moment of them transitioning her is humbling her so that she can get back and then do better and be humble throughout. It's like, honey, you got to stay humble. Remember who is giving you the opportunity. And you can never say nothing against no Andy, none of these people that have given you the opportunity. I hope that she can realize that this is a blessing and don't cock it up. Most people don't get second chances. Don't cock it up.
Producers on the ground who are calling and texting me and wanting this to be an amazing thing. I'm so happy to do it. I'm so happy to do it for you guys. Thank you, Darren Ward, for talking me through everything when we talked a few weeks ago and cried on the phone. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh my goodness. I have to thank some of the housewives that I
Good. You better thank Portia, because Portia has been putting her name everywhere. Every time I'm looking online, I see Portia has retweeted something. It's always something about Nene. Well, not always, but a lot of times it's stuff about Nene. It's almost like Portia was really one of the people that I think were trying to get her back on the show. This is my personal opinion. I have no way of proving it. We'll see if Nene thanks her, because I've not watched this, by the way. We're watching it together. But I definitely think, like, yeah, she better thank Portia, because Portia has definitely been putting her name out in these streets a lot. Afro Bell says, thank you to me for always rooting for Nene and getting my burner account deleted for tagging Andy so much. Girl, we need to be thanking you at this point. Like, shout out to Afro Bell. Everybody say thank you to Afro Bell, because she was doing the people's work and she made sure that Nene came back. Well done, sis. Girl, I better not ever get on your bad side. Like, I hope you're promoting me the way you're promoting Nene. Check the ladies if she has to, but don't be cursing and lowering herself like she did in the past. Stop being a bully. Yes, I definitely agree with that. I think she needs to really pipe down, but be herself. Be that fun person that we enjoyed seeing. But it doesn't have to go low.
know that have continuously kept my name, being said behind the scenes. Portia Williams.
Exactly. That's one thing. Portia, as always, even with the way Nene has been going crazy with Portia in the streets and cursing her and, shading her and stuff, Portia has always been rooting for Nene. So I'm actually proud of Nene for saying Portia, because Portia has been riding for Nene regardless still.
Yeah. Thank you so much. You know how I feel about you. You're my little sister. Thank you. I appreciate everything. Phaedra Parks. Thank you so much, Phaedra, for keeping my name going. And,
I feel like there's also a thing with like the OGs, yeah? A lot of the OGs, I feel like, Afroba's laughing. A lot of the OGs, yeah, I feel like they know that they made good TV together. So regardless of whether or not they don't like each other, regardless of whether or not they may come back or Nene may come back and now they have beef with Nene, they know that it made for good TV. And so they're like, if we have to suck it up so Nene can come back and push Nene's name out in the street so that Nene can come back, then that's what we will do. And so definitely, I think kudos to them for actually doing that. Because most people would be like, yeah, now I want to be the new kid on the block. I want to be the new Nene. And so I love them for actually stepping in and making sure that it's like, yo, we're going to put Nene's name in our mouth forever until they bring her back.
all of you guys and all of you ladies who constantly say my name and keep my name out in the ring, I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you so much. I'm really grateful for it. I'm just doggone excited to do this. I'm excited to see all of you girls. It's going to be a time. It's going to be a time.
Okay, she already started with the extraness. Okay.
Yes! Bitches, I am back! Okay? Now pick your faces up off the floor.
Well, I knew there had to be a Nini moment because it was going too calmly anyway. It's like, girl, nothing. It was going too calmly.
See you on Bravo. Love you.
Period. Okay, Nini. We are happy that Nini is back. Passion says Portia got back up against Shamina. Yes, she does. Because Nini is going to be reading Shamina and her wig. Like, reading her for filth. And to be honest, it's about time Portia got some backup because it's been everybody. You know, it's been Shamina, Kelly. You know, it's like, please relax. You know, get the people to relax. So yeah, I'm definitely happy with Nini being back. I wonder who is going to get caught out when they finally bring her back on Real Housewives of Atlanta. Who's getting caught out for Nini to come back? That's what I want to know. Kelly can go, please. Kelly can go, please, and quickly. We don't need Kelly on the show. I would happily trade Kelly. Kelly and a few other people. Kelly and Shamina can go. Please go and let Nini come in. But yeah, I think that should be all interesting. Yeah, I'm definitely happy that Nini is back. Let me see what the chat is saying. So yes, 100% everybody says they are happy that Nini is back to Bravo. And I love that for all of us. Good for us, good for Nini at this point. Okay, so I wanted to talk about some Potomac, give y'all some Potomac news as well. Y'all some Potomac news. Okay. Let me share this tab. So Mia basically says that Ashley told everybody 2 years ago and nobody cared. I guess that's the thing. Like, she wanted the storyline then, but nobody was really biting at the time. So she's like, I'm gonna save it for next time.
Knew about my little tryst with Jackson.
So apparently Giselle knew about it. I'm like, oh my god, must you bring Giselle into it? Giselle has already been trying to fight your battles. Now you gotta expose the fact that she knew about it. It's like, Ashley, girl, why are we still talking about this? Like, we should have just let it die.
And she never told Sharice. I told Giselle like the day after it happened. And this.
Oh, so they're friends, because if Ashley is basically telling her the day after it happened, then that means like Giselle and Ashley are actually friends. Because I know we had speculated as to whether or not Giselle and Ashley are actually friends, or maybe they're just playing in our faces for the show. But it actually sounds like maybe if you're calling somebody the day after something like that happens, that means you all are friends, in my opinion, anyway.
This was like 2 years ago. So yeah, we've been holding it for quite a while. What did Giselle say? She cackled, and then she was like, how was it? How did his lips feel?
Oh my god, Giselle is such a girlfriend. That's what you say, not when you know the boy in question. Jeez.
You know, and so we had a whole little kiki about it. The best secret.
So the best secret keeper
for
Giselle. Okay, all right, Giselle. At least now we know Giselle can keep a secret. Mia says, Ashley told everyone 2 years ago, nobody cares. So I guess the secret wasn't well kept. Well, I guess it was kept by Giselle, but it sounds like Ashley already tried to make a storyline 2 years ago, but nobody cared. To be honest, we still don't really care. I think it's been dragged so much in social media streets that now I guess it's a conversation. But for real, it really, like, it's disgusting, but it is what it is. It's not like Ashley has ever like shown herself to be this prim and proper, great image, treats people a certain, like, it's never been that. So I think we all knew who we're signing up for when it came to Ashley. Now, I would say Candice had something to say about Ashley, so I will play that And then I will show you guys one more Love and Marriage Huntsville tea, and then we will go to bed. But yeah, thanks for hanging with us tonight. Please hit that like button if you guys haven't already. Let me just see what the chat is saying. Besties, as Grizel said last week when she said to Angel, if Ashley ain't going, I'm not going. Yes, she actually said bestie, but I thought it was just some BS that they were giving us on the show. Because you know how all these people like to lie and act like they're best friends when they don't really give a dang about each other, and they're just trying to pretend. That's what I thought it was. I wasn't really believing the hype and really believing that, like, oh, they have this sweet whatever thing going on. I knew they were cool and friends on the show, but I didn't know they were tight enough for Ashley to call her the next day after it happened. It's definitely giving like we're more closer than I thought. Don't believe it. Grizzle can't hold wind in. Not the wind. Oh, that is so funny. But here's what Candice had to say.
He tried to date your son when he got over the age of 18?
Well, given the turn of events, no, I would not be surprised. But just that is a brand of low.
Surprised. Oh my gosh. She said, I will not be surprised. Okay. Let's do better. Or at least Ashley do better.
Down, low budget, slew footage trailer park nonsense. That is disgusting. I should unfollow. I don't think I follow her. If I was following her, I would unfollow her. That is gross.
You surprised that Ashley would sleep
in arms?
Do you agree with that?
I do. I watched that whole interview. It was very good.
Thank you.
And I haven't talked to Sharice, but I'm proud of her for saying everything that she said, because she's not.
Yes, although we have how we feel about Sharice. I'm not being funny, because I feel like Sharice definitely missed. Sharice could have shown up like that on the show and didn't. So it's hard to believe that Sharice's intentions were pure either.
Never really done that before.
Do you think that Ashley doing that, does it define her character? And do you think there's a double standard because she's a woman who did it?
Do I think it defines her character? I think it is confirmation of the character we have always known her to have. To which I don't always fault her. I don't condemn people.
You don't condemn people? I don't know if I'll say that, sis. You always seem very, pretty vocal when it comes to people. She can't see a problem. That's funny.
For all of their evil. Because everyone has a story, and everyone is who they are because of where they have been and what they have been through. And I think that much of Ashley's, many of her choices.
So you're not happy with many of her choices. Yeah, but to be fair, I'm not even sure anybody's happy with any of Ashley's choices. I'm not sure she's even happy with all of her choices. I just think it is what it is. Like, Ashley is who Ashley is. I think she has always shown herself to be tacky, a little unhinged. These aren't things that are very, very new, in my opinion.
Are a result of where she has come from and what she has been through. And you hear her talk about it. At least when I was there, she was an arm.
Now, I do agree with what Candice is saying. Like, Ashley is a product of her environment, her upbringing. I do agree with all of that. But I also think, like, it's not an excuse. Like, if you grow up in a certain way, at some point, you also can make changes. You can decide, like, you know what, this is how I grew up, but I don't want to be like this. This is not how I want to show up in my life. So, no, I'm not going to continue to show up like this. The problem is I don't think Ashley ever really does that sort of introspective work where she's like, no, I want to show up differently. No, this is what I don't get the vibe that is something that crosses Ashley's mind. I may be wrong, but this is the vibe that I get. I really don't get the vibe that that's what she's on at all. So I think, like, we need to, I guess it is what it is. Ashley is who Ashley is.
She talked about it a lot, how she came from humble beginnings, and they didn't have a lot of money, and her parents were abusing substances, and
exactly. No, she's right. Like, there's a lot of perspective there about that, but it's like, yeah, a lot of people had really bad beginnings, but guess what? After a certain point in your life, when you come to a point where you get to be an adult and you start living the adult life, you have time to start rectifying those things. But you also have to start building your moral compass. It's like when you don't have a moral compass, or you just feel like everything is acceptable, that's when you end up in situations like this with Ashley. Like, not everybody is for you, not everybody is appropriate for you to date, ma'am, or have a thing with, or kiss, or whatever you did. Exactly, I think so.
I think that informed why she felt like she had to go run up behind Gollum. Because why would you?
Oh, Gollum.
Who chooses? Who makes this choice? You know, there is money strewn about from this corner of the earth to that one, and this was your choice.
That is the thing. It's like, even if you're gonna choose the soft life, there are people who choose soft life, but they choose an attractive spouse with a sensible spouse that is not wanting you to do certain arrangements. But it's like, of all the people that were available, that's who you chose. So yeah, I definitely agree with what Candace is saying. And yeah, I see your gif as well. Oh my gosh.
This was a woman in duress.
But this was a woman in duress. Now, Candice, now that is something I agree with. They had to have been duress, because there is no way you chose this.
But I think that she is a woman who is haunted by her environment, and she is a product of her environment, and it makes her do foul, low budget things. Like,
I definitely agree, and I do hope that she takes what Candice has said to a therapist to say, this lady read me down. And I think I need to work on this. I really feel like she should, because Candice is reading her like a book, and she is not wrong.
Justify allegedly sleeping with your friend's son. Like, my friends' children, those are my nieces and nephews.
Exactly. That's just how it goes. You just naturally see these people as your nieces and nephews. Like, I can't even imagine. Like, I want to puke in my mouth just thinking about, like, any of my friends' children, for crying out loud.
Now, let's say, God forbid, I get to be up to 60. So I was there. She talked about, and the aliens come and get Chris, and I'm single, and
not the aliens come and get Chris. Oh, that is so funny. Not the aliens are like, how did I get in it? Like, seriously, how did I get in it?
And my best friend's son is of age. What do you mean? What do you mean? That is a child. We don't. I would never, like, we're not cavorting with children, even if they are grown. I remember you as a child.
That is the problem that everybody has, is like, we remember her seeing the boy as a child, and so it's like, that is not okay. And I think that's where I think Ashley is missing it, or maybe she is choosing to miss it. Because you know how, like, you can be missing something, but you're choosing to miss it. I think in this case, she may be choosing to miss it completely, because she's like, yeah, nah, I want to be justified in how I feel. And so I would not be surprised if that is what that is. Because it's like, yeah, maybe she really knows that she did wrong, but she also cannot, I guess, come out and say that.
How do you then lay allegedly with this person that you can recall memories of them being a child?
Ew.
The only explanation is something is amiss up here, and it is a result of.
She is not right. So there's something is amiss up there. Oh my gosh, Candice is cracking me up. Candice is making me laugh.
Where you have been. we need to call it, where's the therapist? Where is Dr. whomever?
Yep, I definitely agree. Ashley needs therapy, and I would like to see her get therapy on the next season of Real Housewives of Potomac. Y'all, get her a therapist straight away. Let her address that in therapy.
Iyanla. Call Iyanla.
Not the life needed to be fixed.
Fix it.
She's not wrong. Call Iyanla. Call her ASAP. Let her fix this mess. Because what is this? Now, I hear that Iyanla is actually back on OWN TV. So, yeah, let me know if you're like watching Iyanla. But I have one last thing before we go and end this for the night. Thank you guys for hanging with us tonight. One last thing before we call it a night. Happy Wednesday. So, Carlos King posted, God is good. For Love and Marriage Huntsville to get this recognition is such a joy. Congrats to the cast and the crew who worked endlessly for this honor. We are grateful and thankful to NAACP. Okay, so Love and Marriage Huntsville has been nominated for Outstanding Reality Program for the 57th NAACP Image Awards. So that's a huge thing. I guess congratulations to everybody for what they have done so far, but I would need them to step it up a little bit more. Okay, maybe a lot more, please. But they've been nominated. We don't know if they will win, but they have been nominated. So congratulations to everybody. Let me know what y'all think about the fact that these people are nominated. Do you think they deserve the nomination? Do you think that they knew somebody over there? Like, let me know what y'all think in the chat. Bajan says she does not want to see Ashley next season. Yep. Bye, Ashley. For me, I'm just like, unless she's getting therapy next season, please. But yeah, I think it would be interesting for me personally. I feel like it would be interesting to see her in therapy because I want to unpack a lot of things. This is just like my curious self. I like getting to the bottom of things, and so I kind of want to get to the bottom of a lot of the things that she does and how she actually processes things, because I don't think she processes things the way the normal people like us process things. So it would be nice to get to the bottom of that. Now, guys, thank you so much for joining tonight. Hello to the people who are watching the replay. Thank you so much for listening until the end. Don't forget to like, share, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and turn on your notifications so you know every single time that I post or go live. Now, thank you to everyone who has been in the chat tonight. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Bunny. Thank you, Yvette. Thank you, Denise. Thank you, Caroline. And thank you, Bajan. I hope I didn't miss anybody. Thank you, Afrobell. Afrobell, every time I think about what Afrobell said about thank you for always rooting for, thank you to me for always rooting for Nini and getting the burner account deleted. I don't know, it makes me laugh, but thank you for bringing that joy over here to us tonight. It has been fun with every single one of you guys. Thank you so much. I hope you guys have a wonderful, oh, let me see. Bajan says, LAMH, they ain't gonna win unless it's dated back to when Mel was on there. Yep. I definitely, I don't know. I don't think they're going to win. I think that they probably just got nominated and that is probably it. I don't think they are going to win, but who knows? I guess we'll have to see what happens. But yeah, I think that maybe you'll let me know in the comments if you guys think that Love and Marriage Huntsville will be winning the award. Afrobell is here saying thank you, everybody. Good night, everybody. I wish I probably need to get me an outro song of some sort, because wouldn't it be nice to like go off on a high with a nice outro song? But I do not have no outro song, so this is all you get is my voice. So my voice ushering you and saying good night. Good night, Bajan. Good night, everybody. And I'll see you guys on Friday for a live. I'll probably do maybe a pre-live a pre-recorded live tomorrow if there's anything to cover. If not, you guys know I post on the channel. I post on the channel 3 times a day, usually 2 to 3 times a day, every day. So if you guys have missed some videos that I have done, please go over there and watch. Yeah, Bajan says I should do a poll next time. Honestly, I would love to be fair. I really wanted to do it tonight, but I am tired. I've been holding my pee during this live, and I was like, okay, I need to go and pee. So no polls for us tonight. Let me hang this up and then, rest, pee, and then get ready for bed. But yeah, thanks everybody. Yeah, I'll try and please remind me, Bajan, if I forget, to ask the people next time if they think that Love and Marriage Huntsville will win. On that note, everybody, I love you all. Thank you so much for your support and have a wonderful night. Thank you, everyone.